was saying, I mean, not that anybody cares what she has to say in response to anything, but that was her push in response to these polling numbers and inflation and so on. She was like, if we could just like stick to the agenda, get BBB passed, push this stuff through, and get rid of college debt for all, college students. She's back. She's a one-trick pony. Everything should be free. We should go back to our socialist roots.
Okay. Okay, two problems here right away. Aside from the usual free buzzword, which is a fallacy because it's still all being paid for, what do you mean by everything? I'm sure you've been repeatedly told that nothing is being provided free, but that college education is being made tax-funded. What part of that do you not understand? You don't like it being provided through taxes? First of all, why not? Secondly, why do you conservatives insist on saying free every time you argue against it then, if you do understand that the Democrats mean that college is being provided by taxes? Many conservatives adore war, so maybe they all should be sent a bill from the military, huh? I would question you about your everything remark, but I'm unclear on that.
And then the Democrats won't be facing a bloodbath in November, and all these numbers will turn around. Free college for everyone. Didn't you guys have somebody pay for your college? I mean,
how is that a valid question against college being free? They obviously did, as college is obviously not free, as you're all opposed to the idea of college being made tax-funded, and are fighting hard to prevent this from happening. All of you had to pay for your college courses, therefore everybody else should also have to? Socialism isn't allowed because you all paid, or your parents did for you? Change is forbidden? Why? Why should college education never be made socialized because you all paid out of your own?
It's just such a stunning. I mean, I know you're super hot on this one, Smith.
I mean, especially because I remember going to state school, which was inside my budget. I remember being a bouncer at a college dive bar. I mean, everyone else in this country has always figured out a way to budget for their education, and then again, it's progressivism masquerading as this is compassion. No.
Everybody always did? How did they, as many are in deep debt? You managed to budget college, therefore everybody else should also be able to. Would you have had to if college was provided by the system? You mentioned progressive. Wouldn't socialism be a progressive move? You're the one preaching about budgeting. Shouldn't the economic idea be to improve? It's a handout to the wealthiest liberal what? What do you mean, it's a handout to the wealthiest? What is? How can student debt cancellation be exclusive to those people? Who said it is?
No, it's not. It's a handout to the wealthiest liberal coastal. It's like the liberal coastal elites embodied. It's the people
coastal?
who have taken out massive loans.
I don't know what that means.
I think about it in my own life. My audience knows that my dad died suddenly when I was 15 of a heart attack. And my mom already had 2 kids in college at that point. My brother and sister are older than I am. They're in college. She's trying to, he was only 45. We weren't rich to begin with. So it's not like he had some big fat life insurance policy. He had the bare minimum you have when you're in your 40s and you're a professor, which is what he was. Anyway, what did she do? She used the entirety of that payment to pay for the rest, what she could, of my brothers and sisters' college and my college education. And all 3 of us had to take out loans on top of it, of course.
Oh. Would your mother have had to if college was already paid for through taxes? How is this a valid point?
So, do I think now that, I would have been better off if the federal government had stepped in? Look, it would have been nice, but I don't think the neighbor should have to pay for my college education.
Why not? Okay, check this out. How much does college cost? And why is it so expensive? Would you agree that college fees should be lowered? Why are there so many students struggling with those college payments? Instead of fighting against socialism, maybe that should be looked at instead. Instead of preaching at people to manage their budget. Or don't you like that idea either? As for your neighbor, look at the big picture here, Megyn. Imagine America with both tax-funded healthcare and college. Most Americans are able to get into college, and they all graduate and get into a high-paying career. Are you with me so far, Megyn? This results in all of those Americans spending a lot more into the economy, which in turn enables mom and pop shops to become successful, which therefore means those companies can hire more employees and also pay them more. Does this frighten you? Why?
And my mom made a sacrifice. She could have been living off of that money. Suddenly she didn't have a, two-income home. But she used it to help her children. Like, that's what parents do. They scrimp and they save and they do what's necessary to pay for things like education. And we took out loans too. And then we paid those loans back. Why should these snot-nosed kids today?
As Kyle Kalinski's video and title included the snot-nosed remark, you've just dissolved your position with those words alone, Megyn. They are spoiled brats because you're religious about this false pride of making sacrifices, scrimping and saving, as you claim that's what parents do. Sounds like you're the one who's snot-nosed, whining about student debt cancellation. Anyway, that's all Kyle showed in this video, as the actual program was over an hour in length, and I didn't want to suffer the entire thing. So fucking stupid.